What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV, y'all. It's late at night, y'all. But I don't care, man. Y'all know I enjoy this. I enjoy talking with y'all. I enjoy giving my analysis on certain situations. I enjoy making videos that y'all request. So right now, this not even a request. This is just for the boxing fanatics. I saw people saying, because Errol Spence is lined up to fight Sebastian Fundora, I believe, in October in Dallas. And now the questions are remaining. Does Errol Spence have anything left? What if this is his last fight? Is Errol Spence going to retire? Because Errol tweeted out something. I didn't see it on his Twitter page. I'm assuming he tweeted it and deleted it. Something like, it might be the last time y'all see me, or something like that, right? So somebody asks, if Errol Spence retired right now, is Errol Spence a Hall of Fame fighter? Now, I'm going to say this. Does Errol Spence lack some more big moments in his career? Yes. I believe that car accident took him out of some nice fights he possibly could have had. Because the car accident may have, I don't know if that damaged his face a little bit to where it was easy for him to have that eye injury against Manny Pacquiao. You beat Manny Pacquiao, you stop Manny Pacquiao, that's a great look on your career. If you would have fought Keith Thurman, man, that would have made that shit would have helped solidify for sure, right? You fought Keith Thurman, if you beat Keith Thurman, you beat Manny Pacquiao. That's some more great stuff on your record. If he would have beat a Boots Ennis, I think that would have been. Now Boots is young, but everybody recognizes him as a humongous threat, so that would look great as well. But I'm gonna say this: as presently constructed, I still would put Errol Spence in the Hall of Fame. Why? One, regardless if y'all, everybody like, oh, Mikey Garcia moved up in weight to fight him. Mikey really not a 147 pounder. Mikey Garcia was begging for that fight, asked for that fight. It was people saying that Mikey Garcia could beat Errol because Mikey was more skilled than Errol. Mikey Garcia was a pound for pound fighter when Errol fought him. Mikey had a O on his record. Errol took his O. And people thought that Mikey was going to be getting there and basically outskill Errol. They thought Errol was just a guy who had no boxing ability, no boxing prowess. Errol showed his pedigree against Mikey, right? Let's look at the former world champions that Errol has beaten. Chris Algieri, Lamont Peterson. Now, I know y'all going to say Lamont was light welterweight champion and he was only the regular title holder in 2017. At 147, he's only the regular title holder at welterweight. But Lamont was a former champion. I will say this, though. Lamont was on his way down when he got to Errol, for sure. He was. But Errol was having a hard time getting other guys in the PBC to fight him at that point. So he went and beat Lamont. That win against Kell Brook was phenomenal. Going into Kell Brook's backyard after Kell had already beaten Sean Porter, and Carroll was looking like one of the top guys in the division, like looking like potentially being a man. Now he did. People were gonna say, well, it's coming off of that loss against Triple G. Errol broke his other orbital bone, his other eye socket, not the one that Triple G crushed up, right? Errol went over there in a hostile environment and got a stoppage win. That was big, and got the IBF strap. Every strap Errol has, he got off one fighter individually. He didn't fight one fighter and got all of the belts. He went and made a list and knocked them down like bowling pins. Got it into a barn-burning brawl with Sean Porter, a war, and outlasted Sean. I felt like Errol won that fight at least 7-5, 8-4. But the knockdown solidified it. He got the win, right? And got the WBC strap. Went to go beat Yordenis Ugas, who many people felt like beat Sean Porter. A lot of people did. Ugas beat Manny Pacquiao. Errol go in there, get the stoppage, win over Yordenis Ugas, pick up a belt from him, right? Then I didn't mention, after coming back from the car accident, he goes and fights Danny Garcia immediately. Danny was more than a formidable opponent. More than just a walkover. At one point, Danny was one of the top counterpunchers in the fight game. Danny could crack, relentless, hard-nosed, fight any and everybody. And I feel like Errol beat Danny worse than Danny had ever been beaten in his career. Seriously, he did. Neutralized Danny with a jab easily, the same way he neutralized Mikey with the jab. So I believe that with him beating a pound for pound fighter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 former champions, he got 3 belts off of guys who were already champion. He beat 3 current champions when he got the belt. I believe that's enough for him to eventually get a Hall of Fame nod, even if he didn't fight any more fights. However, if he beats Sebastian Fundora, if he beat Fundora and picks up a strap at 54, I believe he definitely is a Hall of Famer. I don't think you can question it at that point. You can't question Errol Spence Hall of Fame status if he goes and becomes champion at 54. Regardless of what you think about Fundora and the way he won, and you feel like he wouldn't have beat Zoo without the blood and the cut, I don't think he would have beat Zoo without the cut, right? But the fact remains he beat him. He did. He used the jab well, fall on the outside like people have been asking Fundora to do for his whole career. That's how he got knocked out, fighting in close quarters like he's a short, small guy against Mendoza and got knocked out, right? But if Errol beats Fundora and get the strap at 54, at that point, he's a champion in multiple weight classes. Something that's been a criticism of Errol. They're like, yo, he only been at 47. Been at 47 10 years, only had 3 belts. I'm looking like, well, shit, like, you only had 1 more belt to get, fam. Like, and again, he I looked at that fight against Bud. If Bud wasn't in the division, Errol becomes undisputed. It's just Errol and Bud are in they're 2 different levels. And I saw it in that fight. Like, I didn't see it before then. I really didn't. My uncle had been telling me, yo, Terrence can really beat him for real and stop him. I didn't believe it. But when I saw the fight, I said, damn. Yeah, they are levels above. Like, Terrence is levels above him, right? But if Errol, and again, if it was a fifth, we all be drunk. But Errol is undisputed. Errol would be undisputed champion if Terrence wasn't in that division, right? But yeah, I think as presently constructed as his resume is now, I believe Errol Spence is a Hall of Famer, with some people questioning it, but I believe he would get in. I believe they would get him out. I believe he would get up in there. I believe Errol would get in there for sure. But if he beat Fundora, I don't think you can question it. After being unified champ, 3 belts, now that he would beaten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be 8 former champions he would have beaten. And then, including a 1 pound for pound guy and Mikey, regardless of where y'all feel like he was in weight. But you beat Fundora, I believe you make a strong, I believe your shit, you can't dispute Errol being Hall of Fame if he beats Fundora. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Leave y'all comments in the comments section. That's just my opinion. And y'all know I'm an Errol Spence fan, so maybe y'all might think, oh, you just biased because you're an Errol Spence fan. But I honestly feel like with what I just laid out, yeah, he's Hall of Fame. Even if he didn't fight Fundora, I believe he would get in with some people not liking it, some people disagreeing, but I still think he would get in. He beat Fundora, I think he get in without no disagreements. Multiple champion in multiple weight classes, how many title defenses Errol then had of the IBF strap? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. This would be a 7 title defense. No, 6. 6 title. He did 6 title defenses of the IBF belt. And then you go and get the 54 strap. And then, depending on if he keep fighting after that and he beat somebody else, solid, man, in my opinion. What y'all think?